Yu-Gi-Oh! Diantha, she's the best champion of them all, and better than Cynthia. And Pokemon's all here to stay. And all of these video games, like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Oh my god, we're finally at that point. It's time for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I know, we're finally at that point. We're finally reviewing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Which, of course, if you saw my last Yu-Gi-Oh! anime videos, I obviously reviewed every single episode of, well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. This time we're doing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. In my personal opinion, my favorite and the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Series of all time. So, there's that, obviously. And we're going to be going through every single episode, maybe Season 4. It's kind of hard to, find stuff for Season 4 and record that and, talk about it because it was only released in the Japanese version. There was no English stuff. So, yeah, probably all the way up from Season 1 all the way into Season 3, probably. But let's get on. So, yeah, grab your decks, get your game on, and let's dive into the first episode review of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Of course, we started the episode with Jaden, to obviously running late for the entrance exam because I guess alarm clock. But don't worry, Jaden being late for a lot of things is going to be a thing that's going to be quite normal in this series, so there's that. Of course, he accidentally bumps right into Yugi, which sounds like Atem, though Atem left the world, though I feel like Yugi grew up and I guess gets Atem's voice with it and looks exactly like him, except it's Yugi and not Atem. And also, Yugi giving him a card, which is Wing Karibo, which will be one of the most iconic cards throughout the entire show because, well, Jaden just knows how to use it very good. Don't worry, it's very important and also symbolic, but I wonder when Yugi got a Wing Karibo. Oh well, Karibos are powerful. And of course the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX theme song, which I can't play because obviously YouTube copyright, but this is one of the, probably the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Theme song of all time. Once again, to me, this is absolutely incredible. To me, the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Theme song of all time. It is so good, but once again, we can't play it because, copyright. And of course, we're at the entrance exam, obviously, for, hey, who can make it to the academy? And, of course, Cyrus being nervous as heck because that's his personality right now. And, of course, Jaden being late, just barely making it, literal, exactly the last second he made it. And Bastion, the posh shithead, dueling, who's British, I think. I don't know, actually. He talked like that a lot. Of course, beating his instructor during the whole thing. I mean, it's not important because, it's Bastion. He ain't going to be winning all that much throughout the series on screen anyways. Chaz and his clonies doing, what Chaz and his clonies do, just saying Chaz 45 different times while watching, being very confident because, the rival of the show, so, yeah. And of course, Cyrus still showing that whole I'm very nervous personality trait. And Jaden basically showing that I barely passed and I just got here. And of course, Dr. Crowler, who, let's be fair with that outfit, did you really tell he was a dude? Because he's like, is that a woman? I can't tell. What the hell is Crowler's dress? Anyway, he's informed that, there's one applicant left for the whole entrance exam. And he's like, I can't do that. But then Chancellor's like, do it. And he's like, fine. And of course, the dual blazer to me is actually kind of stupid, considering the fact Crowler is one of very few that actually wears it. But it's like you gotta hold it with one hand, and then it's very awkward. Unlike the duelist, where you just have it on your wrist. It just seems very impractical and kind of pointless. In fact, almost nobody else uses this in the entire show. Anyway, Jaden's opening hand consists of you got Avion, Monster Reborn, Draining Shield, Hero Signal, Polarization, and Warrior Returning Alive. And here, I say pretty good hand. I also run Hero, so it's pretty neat. Jaden starts with summoning Avion and face-up defense and setting Draining Shield face down. Remember, this is back then in the anime where you could set your monsters in face-up defense instead of just, setting them. And here's where Crowler basically already shot himself with playing Conversation. You can play 1,000 life points, look at Jaden's hand, and banish one card in his hand. He said he should have banished Polymerization. Monster Reborn was pointless because, one, Jaden only has one monster on the field and nothing else in his hand. There's no other monsters in the graveyard. And two, he wouldn't be able to special anything out in his next turn. And three, even if he couldn't special anything else, the only monster he'd have in his graveyard would be Avion. So it just kind of seems pointless to banish Monster Reborn instead of Polymerization. Once again, Jaden's fusion monsters, essentially. Or, the Warrior Returning Alive. Or, really anything else other than, Monster Reborn. Because Monster Reborn is kind of useless in this situation. Of course, Crowler's whole thing is using Heavy Storm on his 2 trap cards, get 2 tokens out, tribute those 2 tokens to get out the aging game. Which obviously just has 3 attack points and, can cause piercing damage, of course, which is big trouble because Jaden only has Avion and only has on defense, and that's quite a lot of damage. Lucky on the next turn, though, Jaden's able to use Ring Group with effect when it's destroyed in the graveyard. You can't take any damage for the rest of the turn, which, shouldn't Jaden still taking the damage from piercing damage? I don't know. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Once again, at this point, things are a little bit out of whack because, it's the anime, it's the writers that can do that. I guess. And with the power of, Hero Signal, he's able to summon the element to Hero Persinatrix right out from his, deck. See, Shikara, or maybe getting rid of Hero Signal, a different card that wasn't just Monster Reborn would have just been better. because Monster Reborn, very powerful Eagle Trap. You get the idea. Then Jaden plays Polymerization to fuse both Avion and Bertinatrix in order to create the Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, though I don't know why he summoned that Avion. You can still use it from your hand. I wonder why people still summon a monster where you could just fusion summon it from the hand. Is it to prove that you have the monster still and you can still summon it out? Oh, well, anyway, yeah, he gets out the Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, which he classifies as his favorite monster. Later, he says that Neos is his eighth monster, but for Jaden, Flame Wingman will always still be his favorite monster. The first really big hero monster we see out there, of course. And of course, with the power, Jaden also plays Skyscraper, with the effect, obviously, of when an Elemental Hero monster attacks a monster with higher attack points, the Elemental Hero automatically gains 1,000 attack points. So, even in defense mode, if the monster that's in defense mode still has a higher attack point, the Elemental Hero still gets the boost, obviously. And that's pretty good. And that's a big shock to Crowler, because I guess reading cards that day was just way too difficult for your non-existent glasses. And of course, bing, bam, boom, right there. Jaden wins the duel, looking very cool, and proving to the instructor that I kicked your ass. I mean, Crowler wasn't that good in general, considering the fact that Crowler barely wins anything for, the entire show. So, yeah, Crowler wasn't really that good in general. So, why should everyone else be worried? Chad's like, no way that Crowler lost. Yes, wait, Crowler lost, Chad. Don't worry, you'll lose a lot to Jaden as well in the future. Ooh, spoilers, but I think a lot of people already seen this, so, spoilers, I guess, but, you probably don't care, right? Who knows? The show's already pretty old. Anyway, Chaz has funny eyes. Of course, Jaden wins, and now it's on acceptance, right on the way to Duel Academy.